So one of the things in this film, I was very thankful, Matt, that I'm not stuck in a French prison. If you were stuck in a predicament, or God forbid, a French prison, which former co-star would you call to help bail you out, and why?
Oh, I'd have to go with Ben Affleck. I think he'd go the farthest. He's my oldest friend, so I think he'd go to the greatest lengths. I'd have him put the bat suit on and come save me.
When you are shooting out on location and you're in France and you're in the streets and you have one of the biggest movie stars on the planet just, you know, out there, what is the public doing? Are they staring at you guys? Are they like, that's Jason Bourne? Like, what are people doing?
Well, I think it's a credit to Matt Damon's performance and the character he built, because when Matt walked out of his trailer as Bill Baker in his wardrobe and his beard and his glasses and his hat and just the physical work he did, he was just transformed. And quite frankly, people didn't recognize him.
When you guys shot the big soccer scene, how are you not recognized when you're sitting there and it's a real... That's a real game.
Well, I mean, if you see the kind of the energy in that stadium, it's kind of called the Velodrome. It's a stadium that's known for being totally insane. And so when you're in there, like, nobody cares about anything but what's happening on the soccer field.
There's a fish out of water element in this story, obviously with your character coming from Oklahoma and moving to France. But in your own life, what are some of those fish out of water moments?
You know, my character in this movie is very much on his own when he gets over to Marseille. And when I go places, I'm kind of welcomed into like my local movie family. So I feel pretty lucky. I've been able to travel a lot without too much of the discomfort and awkwardness.
You can feel like a fish out of water just in the neighborhood, just, you know, 2 blocks away. It's just about being open to meeting people that you wouldn't talk to because you think you don't look like them. I love being a fish out of water. I love losing my bearings.
I feel like that a lot, but I think I put myself in positions as a writer to be just that, right? So, look, I had a moment where I was researching this film and writing it for a while where I suddenly turned to my wife and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't been to Oklahoma. I was so concerned with the Marseille side of things that I hadn't been to Oklahoma, which is crazy as a writer. And I jumped on a plane literally a day or two later. I got off the plane in Oklahoma and I walked out and I smelled the air and I'm like, I'm an idiot. I've never been to a place like this.
I'm Andrew Dish Nation. Matt, what do you think of this Vanna White wave of mine? What do you think of that?
Fantastic. Fantastic. You have the fanciest set I've seen too. I've been Zooming with a bunch of people and you've got the most going on.
I've been in this fucking blue box for 10 months or however long it's been, Matt. So great.
Well, you're killing it. You're killing the blue box.
Talk to me, because I kept thinking, because obviously you're a father of girls, and in this film, you're a father of girls. But I guess what I want to know is, how has being a girl dad made you a better man? What have you learned from these ladies that have made you a better man?
Well, that's interesting. You know, I don't even know. It's changed me in incalculable ways. Like, I was talking with my brother about it a couple of days ago. Because one of my oldest was staying with him for a little while, and he goes, "Oh, the other night it was just you know," he was like, "It was your oldest daughter, it was my wife, it was my mother-in-law." He goes, "And I realized I was the only man," and I was like, "That's my everyday. Like, I haven't noticed that for 15 years. Like, I'm just surrounded by women, and look, I think anytime you can be surrounded by women, you're probably being improved somehow."